Perfect. All right, floor is yours, Coco. Please get started.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kok Ho. I am from Ideal Consulting based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm product specialist who handle product R&D and integration. Today, we have also our operation manager, Mr. Feng Leong Chi, joining us. Once again, welcome everyone, and we appreciate your time with us. For the next 45 minutes, our agenda is we will start with our company introduction. After that, we have the presentation on the concept overview and followed by a live demonstration. Last but not least, we will have a Q&A session. All right, so before we start our presentation and our system demo, allow me to briefly introduce our company. Ideal Consulting is based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We are Bimser partner in Asia region, which focus on eBA and BIM implementation. We are also Sage Platinum partner who specialize in Sage X3 ERP and product and the implementation. For these two main products we carry, we have the integration in place between both systems. In Ideal Consulting, we have offices in Kuala Lumpur and Hong Kong. We have total of 20 experienced consultants in the professional service team to serve our customer in this region. And today, our topic is how to manage product library and tooling with eBA and Sage X3. In this demonstration, a tooling agreement is designed to allow user to select the tool, vendor, and customer to be stated in the agreement. After filling in the agreement and submit, it will follow the workflow design and inform the approval for next action. When the tool is delivered to the customer, there is a form name receiving confirmation to be filled up. The details will be then transferred to the X3 timetable and picked up by the import template. Lastly, a new miscellaneous receipt will be created in X3. All right, so now let me share the whole concept of this demonstration. So it's separated into three big modules. So firstly, is creating the form using the eBA feature. So the form that we created today is agreement and is receiving confirmation. Secondly, we will also set up the workflow for approval. And last, we will show the integration with Sage X3 and as a import for miscellaneous receipt. Okay, so now let's have a look on the data flow from Sage X3 to eBA and then back to Sage X3. So first of all, from Sage X3 ERP system, we will provide the tool, customer, supplier, even warehouse details to eBA platform. Secondly, from eBA platform, we will design the tooling agreement, and then we will also send the tooling agreement for approval. Okay, so this is the workflow for approval, and then we will also create a design, a form design for receiving the tool, so which we call the receiving confirmation. Okay, so after filling in the receiving confirmation form, we will then return the data information back to X3, and it will become a miscellaneous receipt when the import template is triggered. Okay, so this is the whole data flow from Sage X3 to eBA and then back to Sage X3. All right, so now let's have a look on the form designer in eBA. So this is the screenshot of the designer tools. So from the left-hand side, you can see there's a toolbar. So from the toolbar, you can drag and drop the feature, drag and drop the components to the form designer, and then you can build your own form here. Okay, so this is the form we created for this demonstration. Secondly, we also need to create a flow designer. We also need to use a flow designer to create a approval flow. So in this sample, you will see when the form is created, and then it will trigger from the flow starter, which means it's the one that fill in the form. Okay, so after that, it will send to a position. It can be a department or it can be a certain position. So anyone inside the position will receive the form, so it can move to the next step. For the next action is either approve or reject. So we also set up the notification for approve and then the notification for rejection. So when there's a reject or approve triggered, and then we will receive the notification here. Okay, so this is a simple but yet important workflow we can build up when a form is created and then sent to the certain position or department to be approved. All right, so let's proceed to the next flow. So inside the form, we also can use C# coding to do the integration. In this demonstration, we use the C# coding to read the data from Sage X3. Now let's have a look on this eBA dashboard. So when we log into the eBA web page, so we will see the dashboard exactly same like this. So on the top right hand corner, you will see some menu button and also some profile setting. Okay, and then from the left hand side, you will see the main menu button. And then if you created some customized project or menu, it will be also showing on your left hand side. So the middle part will be some announcement, some favorite setting, and then also some profile setting over here. Okay, so I will show this in the live demonstration later. Okay, so in this demonstration, we also created a project which is we call it POC, proof of concept. So inside this project, we have created two forms, tooling agreement and also the receiving confirmation. And then we also created two archive, which is the report listing. So it's showing the product BOM from our ERP system. And then it also can show out all the agreement we created using our form here, to agreement. Okay, so we will show this form and archive in the later section. All right, now let's have a look on this tooling agreement. So this is the exact form we created for our demo purpose. All right, so inside this tool agreement, we have two details. So all the details here is picked up from ERP system, and then we also have the vendor details over here. All right, so not only that, we also can do some attachment using this form, like putting in some logo, or we can put in our Excel listing or any Word file that we want to put in here. We also can attach multiple files from here. Okay, so we also can indicate the date from, date to of the agreement inside this form design. So we also can put in some term and condition statement if you want to put in any rules or any terms over here. Okay, so after filling in the form, and then so we can have multiple function over here. So first of all, we can send the form to our approver, or we can even cancel the form that we're filling in. Okay, we also can save the changes, if you want to send it later on, so we can first save our changes first, then we can send it maybe sometime later. Okay, we also can do some notes or even do some print over here, printing out our form, our agreement. Okay, so after we click the send button, which means we are now sending to our approver. So we will come into this screen. So this screen is telling you that this form is sent to someone. Okay, so when the approver log into their system, log into the eBA dashboard, so they can see from the top right hand corner, so they will see a red color indicating there is some notification, there's something waiting for your action. Okay, so if you click in the notification, and then you will see, oh, there's a form sent to me, and then I need to either approve or reject this form. Okay, so to click approve or reject, so it's just straightforward on the top left corner. So you can, after reading the tooling agreement, so all the two details, vendor and customer details, so you can click approve or click reject. Okay, so after you approve or reject, and then it will pop up an overview to show you the exact flow from the starting until in the end. Okay, so the green color line indicating the actual result. So which means when the form is created, and then when the form is submitted to a approver, some position or department, and then it's now approved, and then we already show up the approved notification, and then it will come to the ending of the flow. Okay, so you can always review your flow after your form is submitted or after you click approval. All right. Okay, so now let's move on to the email customization for notification. So for every step that we do in the workflow, no matter creating a document or approve or even reject, so we can always customize the email notification. So there's a few notification we can use in eBA. So first of all is the on-screen dashboard notification. So the one that we showed earlier on is on the top right-hand side when we log in. So this one is the one for email notification, which means after you approve a form, you can also receive a notification on your email stated that your form is approved by who, or even the approver also know that there's a notification after you click approval, after you approve something. Okay, so if we can customize the email notification here. Okay, so now let's have a look on the second form. So which means after the tooling agreement is approved, and then the tool or the product is now will be arranged for sending to the customer. Okay, so when the customer receives the tool, so we can fill in the receiving confirmation. Okay, so from here we need to fill in the receiving date, and then also all the details, and then we also can put in which location or which warehouse we're going to receive this to. Okay, so in details I will show that later in the live demonstration. Okay, so after we fill in the receiving confirmation form, so now we need to transfer the data from eBA to Sage X3 ERP system. Okay, so we are now using the ETL method, extract, transform, and loading method from SSIS2. So we will bring in the data from eBA database and then bring into the X3 timetable. Okay, so and then after that, we use the automatic schedule, or we also can manually run it. So we will load the data from eBA DB to X3 timetable. So I will show this in the live demonstration also later. Okay, so by clicking the schedule or by automating the schedule, the data will be transferred to the X3 timetable. Okay, so inside our X3 system, we have a standard import feature that allow us to import the data from the timetable and then insert into the X3 system as a miscellaneous receipt. Okay, so this is the X3 import template. And then after we trigger the import template, we also can see the log file. So we can know whether the import is successful, or how many lines is imported, or even if the import there's something wrong over there, we also can check the import from the X3 log file. Okay, so last but not least, so when the import is successful, then we can always see a miscellaneous receipt will be created. So I will show that later on. We will see there's a description here showing eBA notes, so which means that this miscellaneous receipt is bring in from eBA system. Okay, so the final portion for this presentation, so is the archive function. Okay, archive function is we use the feature in eBA to create some listing. So the first one is a tool listing. So this tool listing is listing down all the tool from our X3 system. Okay, and then we also create an agreement listing, which means all the agreement we created using our eBA form, then we can also export them as an agreement listing. Okay, so yeah, all right, so now the concept is already presented, so I will bring everyone to the system to show you all the whole flow, the actual demonstration for this concept. Okay, so let me switch myself from slide to our system. Okay, so all right, is everyone still okay there?
Yes, looks good. Looks good. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me proceed with the demonstration. Okay, so I'm now logging in as my account into the eBA website. Okay, so as what you can see here, this is a dashboard when we first log in. Okay, so let's proceed to the customized project, which is a proof of concept. So we are now going to fill in a new agreement. Okay, so once you click the tooling agreement from the form menu, okay, so you can see the actual presentation here. So I will always maximize the page so that we can see much more better. So agreement ID is auto-generated ID. Okay, so we not needed to fill anything here. So I will just put a reference number. So I will put reference and today date 2021-0312. Okay, so and then tool name. So tool name is all selected, bring in from ERP system. Okay, so when you click in the first two, or if you click in any two, and then all the details will be automatically showing up, also getting all this data from ERP system. Okay, so after selecting the two, then we need to select our vendor. So and then we also need to put in our vendor person in charge. So in this, I will put in Mr. Mr. PIC vendor. Okay, so and then for customer, all the listing here is also bring in from ERP system. So I will just select some testing customer. Okay, so the address and then the customer code also will bring in automatically. And then this round I will put in Mr. PIC customer. Okay, so attachment, I can put in some testing logo and also notes. So I will bring in our logo first. So this is our company logo. Okay, then I can add multiple files here. So I will add one more, which is just a testing notepad. Okay, click OK. So now we are inserting few attachment, one logo and one text file. Okay, so let's put our agreement date. So for example, today until it's 1 month time, so maybe until next month 11. Okay, so that's it. Once you're filling in this agreement, okay, so you just click send. Okay, so this is the flow history. So the flow is started by myself and then sent to Winslim for approval. So now we are waiting Winslim to rate the agreement and then to approve the agreement. Okay, so I will switch myself into Winslim account. Okay, so I'm logging in as Wins account. Okay, so once I log in, so there I go, I see a notification here. So it's telling me that something is sent to me and then I need to read through it or do my next action. So it's sending by a code. So on the 12th of March. Okay, so once I click in this, so I can see the form, so expand it, then I can see more better. So agreement ID is auto created 0039. Okay, so reference ID, Mr. PIC vendor, Mr. PIC customer, then logo not found, and then the date over here. Okay, so now everything okay. So let's go to approve this agreement. Okay, so once you approve the agreement, then we can always check the status here. So from here, we can see that Winslim is already approved, and then now the workflow is finished. So during this time, the email trigger will also send out a notification. Okay, so now everything is okay. Agreement is already approved. So now let's go back to let's go and receive the tool. So just imagine that the tool is already sent to customer. Okay, and then now we need to fill in the receiving confirmation. Okay, so once you receive the receiving confirmation form, so from here we put the reference number, reference receive 20210312. Okay, so receive date is today, and then person in charge, Mr. PIC, receive. Okay, so receive in good condition. So if there's any other condition, you can also put in here, or you can do some remark, or you can even take photo and attach the photo. So agreement ID is the one we created 0039. So once you click this agreement ID, all the agreement details will be automatically bring in. Okay, Mr. PIC vendor, Mr. PIC customer, and then also the date over here. Okay, so now always remember when we want to bring in this as a miscellaneous receipt in X3 ERP, so we need to put in the site and also the location. Okay, so the site you can always choose from here, and then the location is also from X3 location. When there's a multiple location here, so you can expand the list and then you can choose from here. So maybe this round we will choose QUA01. Okay, so after putting in the site and location, and then it's now we can proceed to save the changes. So once you save the changes, so which means you already received the tool, and then now this information need to bring in ERP system as a miscellaneous receipt. Okay, so now let's go into the database. So I just want to show a quick scan through of the data created. Okay, so this is from eBA DB. So if you click, if you check the record over here, so we have already created one record. Okay, still remember the PIC and customer name, Mr. PIC vendor, Mr. PIC customer, and then the reference number is the reference we put in just now. So this line is already created in eBA database. Okay, so we have to bring in this line into our X3 ERP system timetable. Okay, so this is the schedule that I mentioned just now. So it's always automation, but now we can just run it manually. Okay, so I will just trigger the run so that bring in this data to X3 timetable. Okay, so for the automated schedule, we can always set like maybe every 1 hour, every 5 minutes, or even every 1 minute. Okay, so that we can always get the latest data and bring in to actually as a miscellaneous receipt. So after we trigger the step just now, so let's have a quick check on the timetable in X3. So we should check the final line, so which is the one created just now. Okay, so let's check on the site. Okay, so the site we put in just now is QUS01. Okay, and then you can see there's an indication here. The flag is telling you that this is a new record. So when we run the import template inside X3, so it should change from new to updated, and then a new miscellaneous receipt will be created. Okay, so now let's go into the X3 system. So this is our X3 system demo folder. So I will go into miscellaneous receipt function. So from here, I will manually trigger the import. So in actual scenario, this is also an automation feature. So, but now I will just, we just customize a button here for our manual triggering. So after you trigger the button, okay, so now let's have a look on the database again. Okay, so we should see this new and change to updated. Okay, so yes, QUA01 is now changing from new to updated. So which means this record should be successfully imported as a miscellaneous receipt. So now let's back to X3 and then check our miscellaneous receipt function. Okay, so we are looking for all function. Okay, so let's filter eBA. Okay, so we should see the latest record. Okay, it should be the one that we created. Okay, let's check on the date also. So it's on today date. Allocation date is today, 12th of March. Okay, so now successfully we have imported the data from eBA and then created as a miscellaneous receipt. All right. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint slide. Okay, so just want to show some summary. Okay, so in this demonstration, as a summary, firstly, there is a seamless integration between eBA and Sage ERP X3. Okay, so secondly, it's also a high potential to expand the development. The demo today is just some basic feature and function. We can do much more better or much more advanced from here. Thirdly, we can always easily do the integration using the eBA platform, and the most common one will be using the C# coding and or using the web services. All right, so that's all for our presentation. Thank you so much, and we will have a Q&A section now. Okay.
Thank you very much.